my Aunt Lynn. We're doing another anti-entrepreneur podcast. Very excited about it. Aunt Lynn, do you want to say hi to everybody?
Hey, everybody. It's great to be here. Hey, Nick, we might have to change our name. That certainly doesn't roll off the tongue.
No, it does. I'm kind of bad about that.
We'll work on that.
But I think we're good. I'm seeing everything on my end looks good. So, yeah, what did you want to talk about today?
Well, let's talk about your new home, Nick. You guys
That's
are
right.
in about, what, 2, 3 weeks now? Tell us a little bit about it and your journey so
Oh
far.
my gosh. So, moving is crazy. So, we moved to this new spot. It's really nice. A lot more space. Then we have central air now. We have a washing machine. We got a dishwasher. It's a big upgrade. The move was crazy because it's so much like actual. I mean, we had movers that helped out a little bit, but you still have to like put everything where you want to put it at. So very physically demanding. So crazy. Like I'm still trying to figure out like some minor stuff, but we're pretty much all moved in, which is pretty good because it's only been like I think 2 weeks. So like I know some people like some of my neighbors I was talking to, they keep like unpacking for like months on end. So it's good to kind of get it all done, get it nice and comfortable, and yeah, it's great. I'm loving it. It's definitely worth the hassle for sure. Also,
Oh,
just like
absolutely.
it's just been also a lot of work like, maintaining as well. Like because now I'm not in like a crappy little apartment where I really don't care if I like vacuum the floor every week. It's like oh now I have to actually like get in there and like pick up all the cat hair and like make sure I'm not like slamming the walls and yeah. But it's been great. It's been
Oh,
good.
yeah. No, that's awesome. Now tell me, describe in a couple words how it feels with the smell of everything being new.
Oh, it's so. UA's a little sensitive. That's my wife. She's a little sensitive about like smell, like new smell. So she was a little worried about like the way because her thought is like oh if the paint's not dried like that might because she's pregnant as well. So she's like oh I don't want that to like affect the baby at all. But it actually doesn't smell bad. Like um, we have some like charcoal bags that we put around too to kind of like they're supposed to like absorb the smell. We have a dehumidifier
Yeah.
in the basement to like kind of take up all that moisture as well.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
but it's great. It's they got that new house smell to it. We're cooking too. We're cooking all the good. We just baked a pineapple upside down cake for our neighbors, so it's all coming together. It's all the smells
That's
are
awesome.
the smells are accumulating. It's great.
I love it. I love it. Making it your own. And
Hmm.
you're just made me laugh because you guys are baking a cake for a neighbor and you're the new neighbor.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's funny because the whole neighborhood is like it's like a pretty new neighborhood. Like everybody's kind of like they're like new construction, so everybody is like there's some people that have been here a little bit, but most of my neighbors are like about the same time I came in. So that's kind of interesting to like.
That's That is awesome.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you, when we moved into our neighborhood almost 30 years ago, it did
Mm-hmm.
take them 3 years, I think, to build the 81 houses that are here. But
Mm-hmm.
we came in the middle. And what we
Mm-hmm.
loved about that is you got to meet everybody. And
Yeah,
you
yeah.
everybody's on a first name basis. And back then I was younger and I could remember people's names a lot easier. But you as time went on and new neighbors came
Mm-hmm.
in, you were able to meet them and hear their stories. Where did they come from? And now you and these neighbors of yours are going to build a community. And there is
Mm-hmm.
nothing better than building a community of new home buyers because you
Mm-hmm.
guys all share that in common. And
Mm-hmm.
with UA being pregnant, this is when she's going to find other moms who are also
Mm-hmm.
expecting or have newborns. And it is going to be the best time of your life. Without a
Mm-hmm.
doubt, is this community that you're building.
Yeah, and even some of the neighbors I've talked to, like, there's this one neighbor I have next to me that he's got a couple kids already and one on the way, so that's perfect for kids to play with. One neighbor I talked to as well, he's a really nice guy. Like I was having troubles with my internet, like just setting it all up in the wiring, and he like just gave me like well he didn't give me but he let me borrow like all these tools. Like he just dropped them off and he's like oh you guys need these tools?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's fantastic, thank you." So it's
It's
it's great.
exactly what I needed.
No,
Thanks.
literally, it was literally exactly what I needed, and it made everything just so much easier. So it's great. That's another thing too. It's like, so we're in this old apartment, not our previous one, our previous one, where we had this one neighbor that was like very cantankerous. I think is like a really polite way of saying it.
That's
but
a
like,
great word.
but like, it's bad neighbors can really like just ruin it just makes stress, like, you know what I mean. And it's so nice to have
I do.
people that that's why I was really excited, and like I really want to make sure I set a good impression with my neighbors, because it's like, if you have a good like if you're in good terms with your neighbors, you don't have to worry about, like, you know, it just saves a lot of headache in the future.
It does, and you know what? You might need to count on those people, in
Yeah,
case of an
absolutely.
emergency or anything like that. And yeah, neighborhoods are interesting. So I've been here 30 years, and we've probably have watched, out of the 81 homes, a good 40 of them, you know, have sold or people have left, and there's multiple, like certain houses never can seem to find a forever family. The one across the street, they're like on their sixth. That house has seen like 6 or 7 owners now, and
That's so interesting.
I always feel like a house has a heart. So I look at my home, even though it's wood and plaster and paint and nails. There's a heart somewhere in this house, and
absolutely.
I hope it's appreciative that we love it and take care of it. And the
Yeah.
day we leave here is going to be a day that, like, a piece of my heart is gone.
Yeah.
That is for sure. Yeah, and one interesting thing is that as neighbors leave, new ones come in, and you always wish you could pick your neighbors, because we have a couple sets of neighbors that aren't necessarily what we would call suitable for our community. You can't pick your parents, you can't necessarily pick your neighbors as they come into your neighborhood.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And so, but talking about that, like, some houses never find like their permanent owner. It's interesting too, because some houses, like, even within my community, I noticed, like, just the way they're like angled, like, I don't know, just like the feng shui of like the way that they're built. Like, even though they're the same building, like, if your house is like right on the corner, or like if it's your driveway leads like right up to like goes like you like if you pulled basically out of your driveway, you just pull straight onto the road. Like, some people, I don't know, just don't want that, or like there's just like these little things that, like, I guess houses just make, like, I don't know, people just don't like it. After you live in it a while, maybe people don't enjoy it. I think I'm in a good spot. We're like in between two houses, so it's not like we have neighbors, but what's nice is we have like a back area. And when you come over, we'll show you too. There's like a back area, but
course.
it's kind of like like it's just like a lot of wildlife and like trees and stuff over there. But that's nice though, because you're not like butt to butt with a neighbor, you know. Like, it's not like some places
Right.
they put you like right on top of each other and stuff like that. So we have like a little bit of space. We haven't really gotten into we're just still trying to put our grass down, make sure like it stays, and make sure like the grass isn't dying us. But once we like actually make sure it's alive, we'll actually get out there and garden a little bit. But yeah, there's just like these
Oh,
funny
absolutely.
there's like these funny little things like that make houses like good or bad, like if they're close to a school, or like if they're close to a grocery store, like all these little like details that go into it.
Absolutely. And our house, you've obviously been here, backs up to 6 other houses.
Oh,
We're
really? I
at the
didn't
end of a
realize.
block. And there's a reason why. So we are at an end of a block, and so when I'm standing, let's say, at my back door, I can, in the wintertime, I can see inside like 5 different houses. Now,
That could be
in
good
the
or bad.
beginning, it was like a fishbowl.
Yeah.
Especially since people didn't have blinds yet and things
yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
But
curtains.
people put in trees and bushes, and we've done a really great job putting landscaping on the edges. And what I mean by that is, we actually had planted some trees early on, but they unfortunately died. But fortunately they died, because they would be gigantic and I wouldn't have a lawn.
Yeah, yeah.
My biggest advice for people when they move in is, do you want a lawn, or do you want to be, or do you want like trees as an overarching part of your backyard? And I wanted a lawn. So we have 2 big trees, but they are in the far corners, and everybody else has trees. So, but they're not on our property line. So to me, it was important because I have a very narrow backyard, but it's kind of long. But to me, it was important that the trees didn't overcome the lawn, because when they get really big, the
Yeah.
grass won't grow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
yeah.
just don't get enough sunlight.
Blocks out everything. Yeah.
So, yeah, so I'm really, I'm 90% happy with the way our backyard is. My biggest advice for anybody who's planting trees, put in hostas or a perennial underneath the baby tree, because after a few years, if you want to put in hostas there, because first of all, it doesn't get any sunlight, so hostas are a perfect plant. But it doesn't, if you don't put them in when the tree is a baby, the ground becomes so trenched with the roots that you,
Yeah, or-
you literally, we can't even take a shovel and plant a hosta. Now, that doesn't mean that the hosta would it might eventually die, because the root system of a tree might, kind of engulf it. But I wish I can turn back time and put a bunch of hostas back there, because now there's nothing under the tree and it looks kind of barren, and that's frustrated me for the last couple decades.
No, I always liked your backyard. I remember just a couple weeks ago, Jack was streaming too, and he was in the backyard streaming. And I mean, it's a good backyard, especially for all the dogs you guys got. It's like a good area to get in there. I was gonna say specifically about planting though. So that's something I love, because I've been doing this community gardening and stuff. Is so my plan, my hopeful overall design is it's this thing called it's I don't want I'm trying to think the exact name of it. I don't want to mess it up. It's like nursery planting, or it's like league planting. So basically what it is like, you take big trees, right? Like you have your big tree there, and then you have like like you were saying, kind of like a smaller tree, and then you kind of go down from there. It's kind of like a ramp down. So you go like tree, smaller tree, like shrubbery, maybe some flowers, and then like ground cover. And what's really interesting is that some of those plants, the way you do that, each plant's like affect each other. So for example, like if you're planting like a small tree, like I guess like an apple tree or some kind of tree, and you plant like mint or some I believe it's mint or some other kind of more pungent, I don't want to say pungent like bad, but like more of like a herb kind of plant. Those kind of plants can actually help the other plants by like keeping pests, because the pests smell those like herbs off the plant and then they stay away from them. Or some plants are more,
Interesting. Okay.
yeah, and some plants also too, they take like some plants, they're like, okay, these are plants that are going to be eaten. For these, like they're like pretty, but like, you don't really care if they're like, butterflies come by them or something, like ants or something like that get the sap from them, because those are going to be diverting away from the other plants that I actually want to eat, like tomatoes or like
Right.
like it's really interesting, all the kind of different little layers and stuff like that. And especially once you get into like native plants, because that's what the gardening group I do a lot of stuff with. We really focus on like plants in our area, and I'm sure your area is really similar. I think we're in the same like plant climate. There's like a map of different climates. I think it's like 6.
We live just an hour and a half apart, so yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting though, because you really can like, because there's one part of Illinois that's in one part of the climate, and there's another part that's
You're talking about climate zones. Yes.
yeah, and so I mean, and I'm sure they're all native to like areas and stuff like that. So it's really interesting, especially now in our backyard. We have a lot of like rabbits and like birds that go through it. And so eventually what I'd like to do when I set it up is like have it's called a willow fence. So basically what you do is you take it's like willow, and again, this is a lot of work I'm putting on myself too, so I would like to do this, like this is my like optimal way of doing it, but I don't know, it's a lot of work to do this. But anyway, so you take a willow like sprig and you put it in the ground, and you can like interweave them between each other. And so when you do that, like you get like a living fence. So you have to
Oh,
like
okay.
you have to like kind of manicure it and like make sure it's not like going crazy when you plant that and do that. But that's like one idea
Okay.
of something I want to do, like having like a willow fence that you have to like. So it's probably a
Yeah. Do
little
you know
crazy.
who you?
Uh-huh.
No. Do you know who you need to have is Uncle Bo on here. So next podcast, he will tell you everything you need to know about what to do in your backyard.
Yeah,
Now, Nick,
yeah.
this might sound really silly, but you got to repeat after me, okay?
Okay.
I, Nick,
I,
I,
Nick,
Nick, will never
will never
plant
plant
mint in the
Mint.
ground.
mint in the ground.
In the ground. You never, ever, ever, ever want to plant mint in the ground because that plant grows really, really deep into the soil and it will multiply like a weed
Oh, it's like a-
everywhere and it will kill everything else.
Wow, I didn't even know
So
that.
if-
That's crazy.
Yes, so Dave, when we had a lot of sunshine in our backyard, had a massive garden, and he would he would put stuff in my flower garden, and he did not respect the boundaries. So I used to
Yeah.
get so mad at him, and he planted mint in a couple areas, and we to this day cannot kill the mint.
Wow.
Now, it doesn't necessarily look bad. It smells great.
Yeah.
I use mint like 2 times a year and like 4 leaves. But if we actually wanted to kill it, we would have to put like one of those like dark barriers so that way it never got any sunlight. And even if we did that, it would find a way to come back. So
Yeah,
we
should
have
have
it
a
along
sun
the
or
side of our house. And it is literally, and I'm not joking, it has literally found a way to live in the dirt along the window well, inside the window well.
Oh my gosh.
And there's mint plants growing inside the window well. So, because it loves it, because it gets sunlight. And
Yeah, that
it
makes
just,
sense.
it's a creeper. So if I could, to all the ears that are listening to this, if you want mint, plant it in a pot and use
Yeah.
it as you would an herb. We also have oregano in the ground, and that thing too is invasive. So the herbs, some of them you just want to try to avoid putting them directly into the ground. But mint has been the bane of my existence. And one of these days, I am going to put one of those tarps down just to kill it off. There's a solution to it, but I really think if I wanted to totally kill it, I have to dig out all the soil all the way down to the clay
Yeah,
to get it
yeah.
out. But you know what? As the years go on, we just kind of pull it, but it is jumping into my black-eyed Susan bed, and that is making me mad. So just be aware that certain plants are not recommended for, let's call it freestyle planting in the soil.
And that was something too when I moved in. I was like, because they give you the grass when you move in, and I was like, I don't know if I want grass. Like I want like a cool ground cover or something like that. And I was looking through stuff, and I think I was looking at like mint, or like I know strawberry too is like another kind of ground cover that like spreads. And I was like, oh, this would be so cool. And then UA was like, well, like what if it spreads to like other neighbors? Like, or what do you like? You're gonna have to like maintain.
Right.
That's like a whole another level of like maintaining something that you're gonna have to like keep an eye on, because if it gets out of hand, like all the neighborhood's gonna be mad at you. And I'm like, oh well, that's a good point.
Totally. Now that is a woman of a sound mind.
Yeah.
Man, between you and Uncle Bo, you can tell that you're related. That is for sure. And for the listeners here, just to let you know that I might be Aunt Lynn, but I'm not blood related to Nick. This is our nephew, but Dave, or Bo, my husband, is the brother of Nick's mom. So that's how it all works. But yeah, you guys are so funny the way you guys are dreamers with the way the land is to be scaped. That is for sure. Oh my God, you're just cracking me up.
Yeah.
No, but I am the voice of the future UA that says, Nick, Why did you plant all this mint?
Yeah. No,
I could to kill you.
Yeah. No, I definitely get caught up.
No,
in stuff
no,
where,
and
like,
it is important because
Yeah.
the neighbors. It's true. Our neighbor right behind us planted this ground cover, and the ground cover still to this day. Those people have been. Our old neighbors have been gone about 5 years. To this day, the only remnants of their ground cover is what grows on our side of the fence. And every year in the spring, I have to go and pull it. It just, it's again evasive. So
Yeah.
I would say go for the grass.
Yeah,
Because
for
it's
sure.
easier to mow,
Oh, yeah.
and you're gonna want to spend time with your new child coming and
Oh,
not
yeah.
worrying about whether or not the mint is going over to your neighbor's house.
Yeah, spreading. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God! Yeah, and there's also this weed called Creeping Charlie, and it's another one, and it's a weed. It's in my neighbor's backyard where our fence lines up. It's an unmaintained area, like it's behind her bushes and stuff. And that damn Creeping Charlie, man, I forgot about it for a couple of years, and I went back over there, and like it's halfway
Exploded.
up our lawn now.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, okay, if I go to kill it with some Roundup or whatever, it's gonna kill all the grass. So, Creeping Charlie, yeah, watch out for that guy.
And there's
He's
Charlie's a creeper. And I was gonna say there's another.
he is a creeper.
There's another, like, I know in my neighborhood too now that I have a lawn and stuff, like people do like a lot of the lawn care, like the liquid fertilizer and like the Roundup, like on the cracks and stuff like that.
Right.
And I haven't had that much experience with it yet, so maybe I'm like ignorant in what I'm about to say, but I also know that like when you do like liquid Roundup and that kind of stuff, not only is it like kind of like poisonous to the plants and stuff like that, but also like doesn't it make like weeds more oh, I think sorry, give me just 1 second, Atlin. I think my headphones dropped out there. Give me 1 sec, sorry. Having issues. Oh wait, I think Oh my gosh. Yeah, sorry. I'm good. That's my other fear of like an animal or a Merlin gets outside and he just like starts just destroys a bunny, and that's something I just don't want to witness. It's
my God, yes. I have 5 dogs, and we had a mass murder here earlier this week.
Oh no. No.
Yeah, it's not funny. It's terrible, and that's all I'm going to say about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to need some massive PTSD trauma therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can hear some feedback, Nick.
Oh, sorry, is that me?
You're hearing that?
Let me see what's going on there.
I can hear myself talking.
Okay, how's that? That should be much better now. Yeah, sorry about that.
Sorry for that small diversion.
Uh,
Oh, now I can hear it again.
Oh, let me turn it down actually. Let me do that. Okay, that should be doing it, right? So sorry, yeah, we were talking about yeah, so it doesn't Roundup like doesn't it make weeds like resistant? Does that make sense? Like they build up like a tolerance to it, or am I wrong about that? Mhm. Mm. Yeah. Mm. 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 Mhm. Hmm. Mhm. Mhm. Mm, that makes sense. Mm. Mm. Mhm. Mhm. Mm. 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 Yeah. Literally. Yeah. Yeah, that's what's great. I feel like people just have so much, and I get some people don't want to deal with like dirt or anything like that, but I feel like some people just have so like overkill on like, you know, just weeds or like plants and bugs. So, for example, so yesterday, um, we had somebody who's came by to solicit us like a pest control service. And my house is good. Like we don't like we'll get a fly in here. Like, but that's probably because we just keep the door open or like window open. Like we don't get any ants or anything because it's like they seal it tight and everything. But I was like the salesperson was talking and they're like, yeah, like you know if you could see right here and like she's pointing at like an ant on the ground like outside, like on my front porch. She's like, yeah, see, like if we come here and spray, we can kill all these ants. I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking like it's outside. It's like an ant. Like I'm not even like in my house. Yeah, like why do we have to kill all the bugs and like everything like in like anywhere near me? Like it's like I guess some people don't like bugs. Like I don't mind too much. Like but it's like a little ant, and she's like, yeah, we could kill all of this for you, and not even that, we'll charge you for it. I'm like, nah, no, thank you. Maybe, yeah. Mm, 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 mm. That yeah, see that makes sense because for me, I'm thinking just like, oh, I'm just gonna like put all my food away, but that makes sense if you have kids, like they're gonna just throw food. Yeah. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Let's see what he says. You can ask him next week about it. The podcast. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Yeah, I've seen those around. Yeah. Mm. 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 Oh no. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Yeah. 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 Mhm. 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 Oh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Mouse has got to go. Um, what I however much I feel like we got a lot there. I feel pretty good. I mean, I can keep talking about like plants and stuff like that forever. So, I've got. That'd be great. Mm, mm,
You know, and what's really important to know is plants grow. You have to give them a lot of
mm,
space,
yeah, yeah. I was
even
looking into
though,
it.
yeah, even though like you want it to look
Yeah.
finished
Mm,
and you want to gather them close. It's really important to look at the guidelines of how big will this bush get,
mm.
because if you start stacking them on top of each other, it's going to frustrate you
Explode. Yeah.
a little bit later on. Yeah, and if you look at the best manicured lawns, we have a few here where landscapers did their lawn, like their setup, and you could still see 30 years later how things have looked as they've become mature plants,
Yeah.
and
Grew.
just it's just beautiful.
Filled in. Yeah.
Yep. So great. Okay, Nick, that's my advice for today,
That sounds great.
and I think we are concluded.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll hit it there. But thanks everybody for listening and.